Well, good morning, everyone. Nick Reagan here from our First Alert Desk for 5 on 5 Plus. We've got our top 5 stories and, of course, weather from First Alert meteorologist Samantha Roberts here coming up in just a moment to get you going on this Monday to start off your work week. Now, we do have a lot of crime news that we want to get through here from over the weekend. We are going to start in downtown Charleston, where Charleston police, they are investigating a deadly shooting on King Street. This happened outside of Gilroy's Pizza Pub early yesterday morning. Officers say they've now arrested 35-year-old Andre Nesbitt, whose mugshot's not available quite yet. He's been charged with murder and 2 counts of assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature, as well as possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Officers were called to the area of Gilroy's Pizza around 2:30 yesterday morning and found 3 people who had been shot. They believe it all started as an argument between the suspect and one of those victims. According to police, during the argument, the suspect pulled out a gun and shot one person and 2 bystanders. All 3 were taken to the hospital. The original victim, who was arguing with the suspect, died. One of the bystanders is in critical condition, and the third has non-life-threatening injuries. If you saw what happened, you are being asked to call 843-720-2422. That's the Charleston Police Department, and they are looking for anybody who can potentially help out with that case. All right, well, let's continue with our crime news here up in North Charleston. Officers, they have investigated an incident that went viral in North Charleston. They say what you see on your screen here, what's happening here is within their policies. Last Thursday, they say an officer went to investigate a crash with a bicyclist in a car near the McDonald's on Ashley Phosphate Road. Officers say before they arrived, a Charleston County deputy was flagged down about the crash. The 32-second long video shows a man on the ground who officers say is the bicyclist who was hit, with a deputy and an officer trying to put handcuffs on him. Now you can see one of them kneeling on the man's legs. The officer says the man was injured during that incident. The North Charleston Office of Professional Standards looked into the incident and says that their use of force was within the department's policies and procedures. Moncks Corners Police Department says that a man is facing charges after a domestic violence investigation turned into a chase. Yesterday, around 3:45 in the morning, officers responded to a domestic violence call at the Circle K on Highway 52. Police say the man assaulted a woman, forced her into the trunk of her car, and then drove off. Officers say the car then sped away from the scene at more than 100 miles an hour. They tried to stop him, but police say he kept going. Investigators say the suspect later crashed the car and then ran away. He was later found and arrested and booked into the Berkeley County Jail. We're still working to learn the name, his name rather, and what charges he's facing. As we get updates, of course, we'll bring them to you both on air and online. Still waiting to find out how the woman is doing as well in that case. All right, well, let's take a quick look over downtown. There it is, a little bit of clouds there off in the distance, but beautiful day shaping up for us. We do have First Alert meteorologist Samantha Roberts standing by now with a closer look at your forecast.
Good Monday morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. It was warm, it was humid, and we're going to keep that going through the work week. Temperatures today in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Dry weather through the middle of the weekend. Slightly better rain chances Thursday through the weekend. We need rain. We've been talking about that for a long time. We're in a worsening, ongoing drought, but nothing coming our way today. We're mostly sunny, hot, humid. Temperatures well into the 80s today. Great beach day, by the way, but be aware there is a moderate risk of rip currents. Tonight, 67, mostly clear, warm, humid, and I think we'll see a little patchy fog developing late tonight as well. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow, Wednesday, and we get a little bit hotter each day before those rain chances start to ramp up late in the week. But even then, I think the showers and storms should be pretty hit or miss. Need that rain. Have a great Monday.
All right, thanks, Samantha. There's a look over our camera here in West Ashley. Again, things looking a little cloudy out there, but again, beautiful day shaping up for us. An investigation's underway after a water rescue on Sullivan's Island. According to officials, crews of the Sullivan's Island Fire Rescue Team were called out for help around 4:45 Saturday afternoon. They say a swimmer was in distress near Station 16. Once there, they found multiple swimmers being swept out to sea by strong currents. Firefighters used jet skis to bring back 8 people to shore. One of those victims, a 23-year-old man, was not breathing when they made it back to land. Crews were able to get him back to being in a conscious state and breathing again. That victim was taken to a nearby hospital, and of course, we're still waiting to learn more about his condition. A heads up for you, the Alec Murdaugh defense team, they plan to speak today following the last week's major South Carolina Supreme Court decision, which granted Murdaugh a new trial. Last week, the South Carolina Supreme Court said former Colleton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill attacked Murdaugh's credibility and his defense, which triggered the presumption of prejudice. Hill was accused of improperly telling jurors to watch Murdaugh's body language and not to be fooled. Murdaugh was serving 2 life terms after a jury previously convicted him of murdering his wife, Maggie, and son, Paul. He remains behind bars for dozens of separate financial crimes. This afternoon, Murdaugh's defense team will hold that news conference to discuss the decision and new developments in the case at 1 p.m. It's going to be at the Harpootlian Law Firm in Columbia. We'll have all of that streamed here as well, so you can tune in as those comments are coming in. And I did speak with Harpootlian on Friday last week to talk about the case in a one-on-one interview. You can find that entire interview on our YouTube page, Live 5 News, there if you want to check it out. It's about a 20-minute interview in which we kind of talked about everything involved in the case. So if you're interested in the Murdaugh murder case and the content that's coming out of there, you're welcome to go and check that out and hear from Dick Harpootlian himself. All right, well, that's going to be a look at the top headlines here from our First Alert desk. I'm Nick Reagan. This has been 5 on 5 Plus. Thanks for joining me, and of course, we'll see you right back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. for more 5 on 5 Plus. Have an excellent Monday.